Hi guys, and welcome back to another DrAce video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 21. It's time for round 10 of our career mode, and it's time for the hashtag Finland GP of the Kymiring. So in pole position is Quartararo with Zarco and Miller on the front row, Bagnaia, Vinales and Mir on the second, Martin, Espargaro, Binder, Espargaro, Bastianini, Lecuona, Rins, Nakagami, Morbidelli, Marquez, Oliveira, Petrucci, Rossi, Marquez, Marini, Savadori and Matt Grant to the back of the grid. So we look to the lights now, waiting for that chance to go, and away we go. Power setting 3 enabled, and I tell you what, that's not a bad start at all. Actually, I was a bit concerned about starting in last place on the grid, and we're still relatively in there as Luca Marini dives by the inside, but we managed to make one spot going into the first corner. But now onto the left-hand side, turn 3 is upon us, turn 4. Do we able to get chance to go up in the inside of Rossi? Do we have a chance? Do we have an opportunity to use the slipstream of both Rossi, Marquez and possibly Marquez with power setting 3? Bring on the acceleration, get in behind Marc Marquez and hopefully outbrake at least 1 or 2 riders going into the hardest braking zone here at the Kymiring. Look at Marquez, he's braking in nice and firm into that corner as well. But onto the right hand side, turn 5 we go, 17th place for Grant so far. So I guess we have improved as we dive up on the inside of Morbidelli now. Great positioning on track there to hold onto the position. And now Ika Lecuona, we do dive up on the inside of him as well. So not a bad start actually. We are taking advantage of this bunched up part of the race so far. There is teammate Aleix Espargaro, who massively outqualified me, and Lorenzo Savadori for that matter, is now in striking range. So Taka Nakagami and Espargaro and Grant having a bit of a battle here, trying to get through on one another as Nakagami dives with the inside, practically cuts the corner there, but still holds on to 12th place. So Espargaro, pretty bad start from him. Really not what we expected, considering he qualified so well as we just touched the rear as Aleix Espargaro. Nakagami gives me the big don't argue, so we give it him back as we go into the left hand side now for turn 13. So Grant responding well, not too bad so far, into 13th position after starting dead last. Not that bad. Now something I will mention is I did reduce the lap times here. I thought it was going to be a wet race, so I reduced it down a little bit because, well, quite frankly, I don't really want to do a wet race of like 12 laps here in the Kymiring because it's my least favourite track of MotoGP 21 and I really didn't have the magnitude and fortitude for it this time. So onto the left hand side we'll go for turn 3, getting a track limit warning there actually, just practically just touching the inside line. As goodness me, Nakagami really took advantage of my mistake there. Now we have to do all that work again, so into the slipstream and Nakagami, and hopefully we'll get a bit more as well from Aleix Espargaro. Look at the speed of this Aprilia RSGP, the upgrade's working extremely well, and that package we picked in the winter testing has been a treat so far this season. But we have ran it wide, we're just touching onto the kitty litter there, onto the sand and the gravel. It's just slowed us down once again, so we were on trending in a good position, we were moving up, but unfortunately now it's not the same. We are kind of falling wide the wayside, which we pretty much expect, or at least I very much did, because I knew I'd start well, but then maintaining the pace would be the difficult part. So into turn 10, Nakagami's still there, he's still holding on. Here's the Japanese rider on board that Honda as he just positions himself in the middle of the circuit there, harder and harder for me to try and overtake him. So into turn 11, Nakagami regains a position as we then dive back on the inside for turn 12. That's a nice move, but I think Nakagami will have some speed to try and match us. No, not this time. We managed to finally hold on to 13th place with this dogfight of a battle with Nakagami so far. So now teammate Espargaro is in the way. We do want to try and chase him down and steal some of his points because, of course, I am top Aprilia man. So move over, Aleix, it's my time to shine here in the Kymiring. When I say time to shine, I mean we are battling for 13th place. So quick shout out as well to Vixen. I think I mentioned it earlier in the qualifying, but why not mention it again because maybe you missed it. But he recommended we change the boots over to the black boots, and I also changed the knee sliders to black as well. And I was hoping that the changing of the colour would give me some extra boost and do well here in the Kymiring. And it didn't work for qualifying, but I still have faith in you. We might do well here in the race, so who knows. So into power setting 3, we do finally move ahead of teammate Aleix Espargaro. So now we go firm on the brakes. We are quite far back from Alex Rins and Air Bastianini, and I do believe that's Paul Espargaro up there as well. We are a second behind Alex Rins. Now we need a whole second, so this is going to be difficult. Again, as mentioned many times before, I don't do very well in this circuit, and it's going to be difficult for me to find time to chase down Alex Rins and the rest of the riders ahead. But I am actually feeling quite confident. I may return back here to the Kymiring soon to give this track another go, and maybe a good long practice session, a long qualifying session, and then the race itself. Because I always ever find that whenever I do the Kymiring, it's always either wet or just I don't have the feeling at that particular point. So unfortunately the Kymiring always just fails me every time, or I fail the Kymiring rather. I never do well in this circuit, so maybe I'm going to have to try and work on that to try and improve. But already now, going into the left-hander here for turn 13, we have lost more time to Alex Rins, but we have gained time on Aleix Espargaro. So 12th place so far would gain us a couple of points. So 3 points, 4 points-ish would be in the bag. It's not great, but we would still retain the championship lead, I do believe. So that's not all that bad. But across the line, our fast lap time was a 1:43.097, which is about 4 tenths slower than Fabio Quartararo. That's not bad. Yes, we did have a bit of help from the slipstream of Aleix Espargaro, but that wouldn't have been too bad for qualifying. Like, that would have been a lot better, actually, because we were 1.2 seconds down by the time the ended of the pre-practice. So we are trending in the right way, and of course the world champion Matt Grant needs better qualifying for the rest of the Grand Prix this season to maintain that championship lead. But onto the right hand side we go for turn 5, running it a little bit deep there, and I do apologise if you are seeing any artifacting or any sort of weird colour grading on the screen right now, because for some reason I upgraded to Windows 11 and I've had a few minor glitches for my videos that I recorded when I was on Windows 10, so I do apologise if anything like that's happened. Let me know in the comment section down below if you do see anything weird on the screen like that, because I need to get them fixed as soon as possible, because I cannot have that ruining the Aces experience. But onto the right hand side, we have gained time on Alex Rins here. So we are within a second as Nakagami moves himself ahead of teammate Aleix Espargaro, as Espargaro has gone backwards as his teammate Grant has gone forwards. So on to the right hand side, on the corner we met our demise that just previously in the qualifying session. Thankfully we won't be repeating that here, but we are actually on the cusp of getting back at Alex Rins. We haven't been this far forward, but still this is a good feeling actually. We're actually not doing as bad as I would have thought we were done, but we're into the final corner now, going across the line. We're going to improve our lap time to a 1:42.865, so that's only 2 tenths of a second slower than Fabio Quartararo's fastest time, so we are improving. This is a good sign, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what it is, but the practice and qualifying sessions, the AI are ridiculous, and I always tend to struggle. But when it comes to the race, the AI sort of chill out a little bit, and I do so much better. So with 3 laps remaining, I'm pretty confident a top 10 finish is on the cards here. Just trying to keep doing what we do, keep improving, and stay with Alex Rins if we possibly can. It's an 8 tenths of a second gap, but we will gain time here, braking extremely hard for turn 5. We do manage to keep the bike in bounds, and 4 tenths of a second is the gap to the man on board the Suzuki right now. So this is not looking too bad. This is a bit of a salvage job, but I'm really frustrated with the way I've just entered turn 8 there. I've really just lost time. That was a big mistake. If we just moved in a little bit too earlier, we would have been perfect, but because I moved a little bit too late there, I did lose a bit of time to Alex Rins, but not to fear. We are still in a good position. We're 2 seconds clear from Taka Nakagami, so that's a good sign. So 12th place is definitely ours, no matter what happens pretty much now. It's just as long as we improve upon this particular part and get back at Alex Rins, I'm pretty happy with the performance of today's video. It's been a difficult one. Starting from the back of the grid and not feeling too good today is not a good combination, but I'm feeling that we have a chance of getting that 11th spot at the very, very least. I mean, it is quite a bunch as well, so I imagine if I can just get behind Alex Rins, use power setting 3 on that back straight, we should have a great chance of getting through on a lot of riders here. We could have a great opportunity. So across the line, it is another 1:43 with a 1:43.066, so we're back to the 4 tenths slower than Quartararo thing, but we are still pretty well in the sense of consistent. I'm quite happy with the performance in this one. I feel much better now. I'm feeling a bit more positive, more upbeat, and we do have a chance of actually getting Alex Rins here. So keeping on the acceleration, as long as we get it right here with power setting 3 enabled, possibly we should get close enough to him. The soft front and medium rear has worked well so far, but into power setting 3 we'll go firm on the brakes now onto the right hand side just ever so slightly as we get a little bit out of shape there. Goodness me, just touching the grass. Oh goodness me, I expected the worst there, but we did alright. That could have been so much worse, but we still managed to stay aboard the motorcycle and was still trying to stay with Alex Rins, and that was a much better entry going into the 8th corner. So the penultimate lap is not going to offer us any overtaking opportunities, but we might be able to set ourselves up for the final lap. An 11th place, 10th place finish, it could happen. I'm just trying to, keep things going here, but I'm not entirely sure. But all I can say is thank you, Fabio Quartararo, for currently holding Johann Zarco at bay. Do not let him get through, please, because he's going to take away more championship points from me. So Quartararo, just do me a favour, yeah? Stay in front. So onto the left-hand side, the gap is 7/10 of a second. It does seem to have stayed that way as there's been a crash behind us. I hope that's not teammate Elisha Spargaro. He has had an absolute disaster of this one. In fact, Aprilia have had a disastrous weekend. Good stuff for Elisha Spargaro getting into qualifying too, but unfortunately the race certainly hasn't favoured him in this one as we now go on the right-hand side for 15. I can feel us getting closer. This might be bunching up a little bit, and I have a little bit of power setting 3 enabled to use yet, but it's not enabled once again, just because I'm not sure about going in this first corner with that extra power, and I did sort of lose time there. I lost a little bit too much time, actually. Bit of a mistake on my behalf, but I'm still close enough to possibly get a slipstream from Alex Rins here, and I can see all those riders battling it out in the final lap. I want to be there, I want to be part of this battle, but I just can't seem to do it. Chuck in the power setting 3, but be very mindful of the fuel. I don't want to end up ruining the fuel, so we'll go firm on the brakes now, just after the MotoGP 21 side. Look at the state of that braking, looking like Top Rack Razgatioglu, but no good at it. Goodness me, we're in the gravel. That was terrible. That was absolutely awful. We lost 12th place to Nakagami, and we're about to lose 14th and 15th if we're not careful, as we completely butcher the corner. Oh, we've completely butchered it. Oh, what a mistake. What a mess. That is a disaster. That is absolutely awful. I cannot believe we've just blown it. There was no need for us to push that hard. Oh, Matt, why? Oh. That was literally just a case of muscle memory taking over. I didn't take into consideration how wide we were going into the corner, how much speed we were carrying. I literally just seen the corner and muscle memory took over. I just moved the analog stick in exactly where I would if I was maintaining that speed. That was awful. That's a DNF this season. I know we didn't exactly DNF in Qatar because we still finished the race, but we were out the points. So we're on the board, we're getting at 0. Nil points for us today. Shocking. I thought things were getting better here in the Kymiring. I thought wrong. The Kymiring has bitten me once again. Twice bitten, once shy from the Kymiring. I cannot believe it. I'm very disappointed in my performance here today. It was alright up until that point. That was not an ace manoeuvre by any means, shape or form. So Fabio Quartararo thankfully does hold on to take the victory. He takes 5 points away from Zarco, and Miller finishes in 3rd place. So, disaster. Absolute disaster. There's nothing to be proud of, and certainly nothing to be happy about. So a quick recap. Fabio Quartararo wins with Zarco and Miller on the podium. Martin, Bagnaia, Vinales, Binder, Spargaro and Bastianini takes top 9. So looking at the championship points, and we are leading, but just by 16 points clear now from Johann Zarco, 21 clear from Joan Mir, and 28 and 29 clear from Bagnaia and Quartararo. Look at the team championship, and Pramac Racing are leading the way. They just moved ahead of Ducati Lenovo team and now increased their lead to 4 points. Aprilia Team Grissini are pretty much out of it now by 36 points behind, and after a pretty disastrous race, I don't think we're going to be mentioned in this particular championship again. But upon that note, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, let me know in the comments section down below. And without spoiling the next video, I highly recommend you stay for the Red Bull Ring of Austria, because that race is going to be absolutely wild. So definitely stay tuned for that one, and I cannot wait to show you the content. But upon that note, guys, let me know in the comment section down below if you enjoyed the video. Hit the like button and subscribe as well, and I will see you in the next video. Ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more DrAce content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single DrAce video.